Howdy ho, Andrew here. Welcome to the Onion Buns and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Oilers. Oilers versus Seattle, December 4th, 2025, game 28. Pre-show. Huge news. Huge freaking news. For those of you that have been routinely watching my humble videos, and I do thank you, and I appreciate you, you have heard me yelling from the rooftops that McDavid and Hyman need to be with RNH on the top line. And that's what we're getting tonight. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. RNH, McDavid, and Hyman are our top line. Podkolzin, Leon, and Savoy are our second line. That makes up our top six. With Roslovic injured, I agree with this lineup. But I will say, if Savoy wants to finish the game on Leon's line, and he did exactly what I was asking for him to do in this pre-show. Because again, people, remember, I write the pre-show before the game, so I don't let the game influence my pre-show. And if I'm correct, I'm correct. If I'm wrong, I live with it. I take it. You know, I don't make myself look like the all-knowing, all-seeing grand poobah hockey. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, and I live with it. So what I had said is, if Savoy wants to finish the game on Leon's line, he needs to develop a shooter's mentality. This soft perimeter routine he does will not cut it. And if he doesn't expect to see Mangiapane back up on Leon's line. So we'll have to see how this plays out. So, funny story. So I'm listening to 880 Ched pre-show, and Stoffers asked about lines, and you could just literally hear the pain in his voice that his favorite Matt Savoy is off the top line. He even admits there's been miscommunication between Savoy and McDavid, which is, okay, that's one way to put it. I keep saying there's no chemistry there, but yeah, okay, miscommunication. Ultimately, it's the same result. And still, it's like pulling teeth to get him to admit that this move was required. So in true Stoffer form, he follows up saying, when Roslovic comes back, RNH needs to be demoted to the third line, and Savoy re-gifted the top line spot. Yeah, I'm not kidding. He really did say that. And this is after he admitted McDavid and Savoy are not in sync. So today's interactive question. Why is Bob Stauffer so terrified of Matt Savoy being made to earn top 6 minutes rather than just gifted the spot? I'd really love to hear people's take on this because I've been ranting about it and I don't get it. What is so wrong with putting Savoy on the third line and making him earn his way to the top 6? And you've heard me say it in other videos. I fully expect Matt Savoy will be a top 6 player next year, but I don't think he's there yet. And he had a hell of a game tonight, and that's going to buy him some more leeway because Roslovic is injured. But when Roslovic comes back, I'm sorry, he's just the odd man out. All right, regarding the actual team, Roslovic, Kapanen, Wallman, and Phillip all remain on IR or long-term injury reserve. Pickard is in net tonight. We need the W tonight, and preferably the W in regulation time. Oilers are currently 11-11-5, but are only 2 points out of the wild card spot. It's time to put a winning streak together. All right, period 1. Oilers goal at 14:38. Mangiapane from Nurse and Henrique. Goal is under review. Mangiapane hits the crossbar, the puck bounces down, hits the goal line, and bounces out. No goal. You couldn't get any more unlucky on this. Tough break, but it was a beautiful play by Mangiapane. And Mangiapane took the shot and beat the goalie, but not the crossbar. Oilers goal at 12:43. McDavid from RNH and Ekholm. Ekholm grabs the puck behind the net, fronts to RNH. RNH finds McDavid, who roofs it. This was something we saw today. Go back to my videos if you don't remember or you want to hear what I said. I have been saying all year long, if you want to score in the NHL, you need to put the puck high. These goalies are trained to cover the bottom of the net. So while you'll get some through, it's the very low percentage shot of getting them through. Usually you have to go high. And that's exactly what McDavid did for the 1-0 goal. Seattle takes a 30-second timeout, but decides not to challenge. 1-0 Oilers. Now, I got to say, I disagree with Seattle on this. Nugent Hopkins was that much offside. We saw the replay, and he was that much offside. So if they had challenged, I think they would have won the challenge, and it would be 0-0, but they didn't want to risk it, and they didn't challenge. So it was 1-0 Oilers. Oilers goal at 12:26, Podkolzin from Leon and Bouchard. Podkolzin scores in Leon's normal spot with a one-timer. So just role reversal. But apparently Podkolzin's been working on his shot, and he's got a good shot, but he's had to work on his mental aspect to get that shooter's mentality that I'm always talking about. And he did here, and it trickled in. 2-0 Oilers. Seattle penalty at 8:40, puck over the glass, delay of game. Oiler goal at 8:33, so only 7 seconds after the penalty. Leon from McDavid and RNH. If only somebody had said that RNH and McDavid had chemistry. I wonder who that could have been. Yeah, I'm starting to think I should be on the Oilers payroll. It was a beautiful goal. Bouchard to RNH, to McDavid, to Leon, one-timer in. 3-0 goal Oilers. Just a nice tic-tac-toe play. Oilers penalty at 5:53, Mangiapane for tripping. Then Seattle goal at 3:53. So it was a power play goal with 1 second left on the power play. A flub point shot rebounds to the perfect spot for the fast one-timer. So it was 3-1 for the Oilers, but you can't really blame Pickard. Power play goal, and the Seattle defenseman shot but broke his stick, and the puck came down. I think it hit Podkolzin, but it was just a flub shot. It hit Podkolzin, bounced to the side to the guy that was standing in Leon's spot, and he one-timed it in the net. So Savoy gets a massive clear-cut breakaway, but he telegraphed his shot. Like, he got the puck at the blue line, and there was nobody near him, and he came in, but you knew within 3 strides exactly what he was going to do, and that's what he tried, and he got stopped. It was an easy stop. And this is what I'm talking, it was a nice shot. This is what I was talking about Savoy, is he's got to get that shooter's mentality. He's still in his head that he's playing in the AHL or worse in juniors, and that doesn't work in the NHL. So he did correct this later on. Unfortunately, after the stop, the puck comes back. Seattle goal at 47 seconds left in the first period. The puck came back, Leon got stripped, and Seattle put it in the goal. 3-2 for the Oilers. Emberson clears a loose puck to stop Seattle from tying the game in the dying seconds. Like, it was sitting right in the crease behind Pickard, and Emberson got there first and cleared it. End of the first. Shots on goal were 11-10 for Seattle. Score was 3-2 for the Oilers. The Oilers came out strong in the first half, but allowed Seattle to battle back in the second half of the first. Mangiapane was so unlucky, and Savoy still struggles to not be predictable. RNH is instrumental in 2 of the 3 goals, as he's now with McDavid. But Stauffer, on the intermission, still going on about demoting RNH to the third line, so his personal favorite Savoy's gifted the top unit spot. It's so funny and so pathetic. What's it going to take for him to admit his boy just is not ready for that spot? And again, it's not an insult to Savoy. This is his first full season in the NHL. You know, he played in the AHL all last season. This is his first full season. If you're going to be on the top spot, you have to produce. It's not good enough to say the effort's there. You have to produce, and he wasn't producing in the top 6. All right, period 2. Oilers penalty at 17:40. Clattenburg cross-checking. Oilers goal at shorthanded goal at 7:32. Savoy from Bouchard and Henrique. Savoy gets a second breakaway, but this time he doesn't telegraph his intention. So he learned from that first one and fakes the Seattle goalie and roofs it backhand. So exactly what I said. He didn't telegraph it, like you didn't know what he was going to do this time. The first time you knew exactly what he was going for. And this time he cut and he to the top. No more ice shots. He went high and he got rewarded for it. So, you know, these are learning situations for Matt Savoy. So it's good on him, and I'm glad he got the goal. And it's a learning situation. These are what he needs to learn from. 4-2 for the Oilers. Oilers penalty at 16-17, Henrique for tripping. It's a 5-on-3 now because our goal was a shorthanded goal. For 37 seconds. First penalty is killed. Seattle then takes a penalty at 15:25, slashing, so it's 4-on-4 for a minute 8. Oiler goal, 13:46. McDavid from Leon and Bouchard. It was a weird power play goal that ends Seattle goalie for the night. They changed to their other goalie. 5-3 Oilers. It was just a weird goal. It was, for some reason, the Seattle goalie, like I said, like most of the time you got to shoot high. Well, this time he didn't go down. And maybe that's because the Oilers were shooting high, so he didn't feel comfortable going down. That's very possible. This is what I've been saying is, if you put 70% of the shots high, the goalies are not going to feel so comfortable that they're on their knees before you even get the puck, which is what goalies were doing to us for the first 22 games of the season. So this time the goalie stood and McDavid just put it through his legs on the ice level. Oilers goal at 11:07, Hyman from Ekholm. Hyman grabs the puck at center ice, along the boards, puts on the jets, cuts to the front of the net and roofs it. So another goal, high. Goalie went down, he went high. 6-2 for the Oilers. Seattle goal at 10:30. Scramble play after Pickard did a save. Seattle buries the rebound. 6-3 Oilers. Oilers are more sloppy in defensive zone than they should be with a 3-goal lead in the second period. End of the second, shots on goal were 23-19 for Seattle, but the score was 6-3 for the Oilers. Oilers got sloppy in the defensive zone in the second, but tonight have the offense so far tonight to outscore defensive breakdowns. Strangely, it's not the big screw-ups, so can't really single out any single player for the defensive screw-ups. Just boys too focused on offense that they're letting the little things slip. But if we have the offense, you don't sweat the small stuff. Third period. Oilers goal at 17:37. Janmark from Mangiapane. Janmark to Mangiapane, back to Janmark and in. Just a nice little bing, bing, bing goal. 7-3 Oilers. Seattle penalty at 13:49, high sticking. It was a 4-minute double minor. Stick, it was along the board. Stick, it wasn't intentional, but the stick got up into Clattenburg's eye. He did not return for the game. Oilers, he's not injured though. It was just precaution. Oilers goal at 13:01. McDavid from, you guessed it, RNH and Leon. Power play goal for McDavid. Gives him the hat trick for the night. 8-3 Oilers. Oilers still on the power play for 2 minutes. Seattle takes another penalty. 12:50, hooking. 5-on-3 for a minute 49. So credit to Knobloch on this. We're up 8-3. We got a 5-on-3. He didn't put out McDavid, Leon, and RNH. He put out Savoy and the other guy, the second unit, and gave them some serious minutes on the power play. And that's good because they need to get, even though they don't get a lot of power play time, they need those reps. And this game was well in hand. So Oilers goal, 11:02, Savoy from Henrique and Ekholm. Savoy shoots the puck wide, but the puck goes to Ekholm. Ekholm puts the puck on net. Henrique grabs the rebound, passes back to Savoy, who buries it this time, 9-3. Power play goal. Then we get a Seattle goal with 4.5 seconds left in the third. 9-4 for the Oilers. Oilers win 9-4. Shots on goal were 32-32. Well, that was fun. This is what I think Oilers were expecting game one of the season. 5 to 9 goals a night, outscoring defensive liabilities and average goaltending. Just we haven't seen the offense before now. So the question is this the new norm or an outlier that they still need to focus on team defense? I guess we will answer that on Saturday versus the Winnipeg Jets. 3 stars are pretty easy. Number 1 is McDavid, 3 goals and 1 assist for a 4-point night. Number 2 is Leon, 1 goal, 3 assists for a 4-point night. And number 3 is RNH for 3 assists. Slugs tonight, there was no slugs. So McDavid was a man possessed tonight, helped greatly by RNH on his wing. Leon was dominant 5-on-5 and on the power play. RNH showed beyond any doubt he belongs on the top line with McDavid and Hyman. As for slugs, this wasn't the shutdown defensive effort we saw versus Minnesota or Seattle last week, but there was no horrendous errors either. Really good effort, Oilers are now 12, 11, and 5. They are tied for the final wild card spot. Next game is Saturday, December 6th versus Winnipeg. 8 p.m. start on Sportsnet. And that's my video for tonight. If you like the video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders, and I do appreciate it. Takes 1 second to subscribe, costs you absolutely nothing, helps me immensely. Just hit the subscribe button down on the bottom of the screen. Always feel free to leave a comment. I encourage everybody to leave a comment. Please come in, answer my interactive question, and tell me what you thought of the game. I thought this was probably what the Oilers were thinking they had at the start of the season, but they didn't have it, which put the emphasis on how bad our defense, team defense, not just defensemen, but team defense was and put so much pressure on the goalies. Because if you are scoring 5 to 9 goals a night, well, you don't care if your goalie's letting in 4 goals. This is what Grant Fuhrer used to do. It wasn't like Grant Fuhrer was putting up shutouts every night. He was letting in 4 or 5 goals. It's just back then we were scoring 5, 6, 7, 8 goals a night. So he was doing enough to win, so nobody was complaining. And I think that's the same for this team. If we are having this offensive outproduction most nights, nobody's going to care about the goaltending because we're winning. But when we're getting into the 1-0 games, that's when you really notice the team defense and you notice the goaltending. And when we're losing the 1-0 games, that's when you really notice the team defense and the goaltending. And it puts so much pressure on them. So I think this is what they thought they had as a team going into the season, but we haven't seen this offense for, well, this was the 28th game, so we haven't seen this in 27 games. For 27 games, we didn't see this output of offense. So it was refreshing to see. But come into the comments, tell me what you thought. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. Also, leaving a comment really does help me with the YouTube algorithm and getting more eyes on my videos. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.